It's me. I'm back, and I'm here to apologize for my internet going out. And I don't know why it's going out. It doesn't go out while I battle. For some reason, I guess these streams take up a lot. So, like, when I do the stream, I have the Discord call open on my desktop. I have the PowerPoint open on my computer. I have the stream OBS system open on my computer. So, I don't know what happens. But, yeah, so I'm sorry, guys. I want to tag everyone. Behaney doesn't like when people do that. Stream is back. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Yeah, so it's only when I
type these messages live.
Yeah, you hear me typing them. Yeah, I guess we're back. So I see
Right,
Koji,
perfect.
Tootie, Snom in the chat saying we back, we back, we back. We're back if you're back, because we're doing this for the people. But yeah, let me pull up the match stats for Behaney versus Anti.
And I actually remembered, I actually did see this one. This one was Anti unfortunately learned that skill swap does not work on
Dynamax.
Dynamax,
yeah.
But and that game was unfortunate from the start. But game two, I think he made some adjustments there, and it came down, I think, to something close in the end. And Galarian Darmanitan clutched it out. But two good games from Behaney for sure, and Anti had to learn a lesson the hard way, but I think he won't make that mistake twice.
Oh no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And you can see from the match stats there weren't a lot of kills.
No, for sure. He only had 2 on the Dragapult, on the Dragapult and Indeedee, which I think he got game 2.
Yeah, game 1 was kind of doomed from the start once he tried the tech that didn't work there. Kind of surprised for somebody that plays like Anti that wasn't prepped and found out during the week.
Well, hey, sometimes you don't got time. Happened. Sometimes you don't got time. I'll stick up for him on this one because I was terrified. Oh, thank you for the new layout as fire comment. I was terrified that Simple Beam wouldn't work on a Dynamax Gigas. I had to test it out because I know Skill Swap doesn't work. So sometimes there's just weird mechanics you don't know about, man. And it happens to the best of us.
Yeah. I do definitely get that, but it does seem like when you're going to bring attack that is so off kilter that you know if it works, it's definitely going to throw at least that one game, the first game that you use it off, and you're probably going to win with it.
Mm-hmm.
You make a point to at least make sure, like, is this going to work? Is there anything that my opponent can do to completely stop it? Because I mean, like it showed in the match, like if there was a way that he could have stopped that from happening other than the fact that it obviously didn't work, then the result's technically going to be the same. You know what I mean? He's still going to get swept that one game. So making sure that the prep for those really off the wall crazy techs that people bring sometimes is just almost more important than EV training. You know, and doing your spreads and stuff like that. Because if you can't get that tech to work, I mean, the point is void at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's actually a great point. Because, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So it's not going to help you no matter what.
Exactly. So you're like, oh, let me skill swap. Well, he faked out on my first turn, and I could skill swap, and he still killed my dude. And now I'm still screwed. You know what I mean? It's difficult but you got to make sure that stuff's going to work.
And these, I'm sad I missed this one too. So no one saw this one so far to the recap. So you know what you got to do? Go to Behaney_27 on Twitch and check this one out because that's what I know I'm going to do if I got time tonight. But what Behaney is great at doing, especially this season with his roster, is spreading out the kills. He's able to get kills on every one of his Pokemon. He'll have 2, 3, 1. So right now he has 3 on Blastoise, 2 on Darmanitan, 1 for Steel and Mudsdale, and like his entire roster, the kills are spread out. We're gonna see that later, but like Anti should keep his head up, man, because no matter what, you could have the best team in the world. If you play some of these guys like Behaney or Fox, the prior champions, I'll throw Jolt in there too. Behaney, Fox, Jolt's not in this season, but like those are, I keep putting out the thumb. Those are 3 competitors that are very good, and it's just going to be hard to beat them every week, no matter who's on your roster, no matter what. If you have the Dragapult, Gigas, Alakazam, and Indeedee Male, which is a strong 4 combo, you know? But, yeah, no, I definitely recommend checking this one out if you haven't. And, Anti, keep your head up because you went up against a great battler this week. And,
Yeah, definitely every week that you play, especially one of the former champions, but a few guys
let
like
me
I
at him.
played Jade,
Let
and
me at him.
everybody
Hold
knows
me
each
back.
week Jade's gonna bring it stuff like that.
Jade's one
Pops,
of them, too. Pops is one of them.
really consistent battlers and stuff like that. You're in for a fight no matter what. I agree with that.
Yeah, and KD says, let me at him. I love that attitude, KD. And that's why you're one of those people, too. But without further ado, my favorite
Also,
phrase.
I love that Bikini picked up Galar Darmanitan this week, and it already got brought and had 2 kills. I thought that was cool.
Dude, that
They
happened a
really
couple of times.
utilize that well.
Yeah, that happened with a couple of our trades from last week. But
Yeah,
the Darn Bros, Snom and B. Haney. That's what we all call them, the Darn Bros. But all right, next match, we got Angelo versus Yama. I was actually able to catch this one live. It was a fun one to watch Angelo streaming. And you could watch it on both their streams, I believe, Yamagoo and at Angelo Hunter. And Angelo was able to take the 2-0 victory. And Jax, did you happen to see this one?
I did. I picked this up from Yama's side, and then after the match, I switched over and got like the post recap from Angelo's end.
I love it.
Um, the lead that Angelo brought was really really good. I like the way that he brought the Nido King and the Thunderous, and Yama kind of was like he had a big decision to make on who he was going to fake out because he brought the Persian lead with the rhyme. He likes using the rhyme with the life orb.
Rhyme is underrated.
Something that's something a little wacky that you don't usually see, on a regular ladder. But he had a big decision to make on which one of those two to fake out, and then which one to make the move on. And unfortunately, that the first game he made the wrong decision,
Yeah.
and Angelo brought a mixed set, Defiant, Thunderous, which he had the special Thunderbolt, but also had like the physical fly stuff like that for when stuff like that triggered. Worked out really well for him. The Nido King bring was pretty cool too. He had the right moves. I think he had the Earth Power is the one that he used to take out most of the Pokemon, but I think he moved things really well.
Ooh, it wasn't
The
mixed.
Trevenant ring, especially in the game 2, was big. So, but it was definitely it was a fun game to watch. I thought, and think it's pretty cool. Angelo got the win, especially it was off of the back of that Trevenant with 4 kills, game 2.
And the Thunders actually wasn't mixed. We're seeing in the chat. Angelo just said it was a wild charge. So you love to see physical. So he was all in on the
Oh,
Defiant strategy. He was all in, like, yo, I'm going all out attack on this guy. Yama, it just happens, man. And like, I'm looking at Yama's team now. The Feeny doesn't want to see Thunderous with Defiant Wild Charge. The Latios can't do much about it either. If it like, I'm not sure what Thunderous could hit it with super effective, but it's just like, God damn, you don't want to see anything from a +2 Defiant boosted Thunderous. Like, Latios ain't tanky, Persian ain't tanky special, like, oh, God. Yeah, no, that's a cool strategy. I love to see that type of stuff. And you seeing Trevenant get 4 kills, amazing. Freaking amazing. Like, Ninetales got 2 kills, Dracovish got 2, Rhyme got 1. And yeah, Life Orb Rhyme is weird. I forgot, you need Eviolite on Rhyme sometimes. Trevenant went in. Yeah, so if you want to see a Trevenant game, you could check out either of these streams. And again, like Jack said, you could watch the post-game comments from Angelo's end too, which I always fucking love to watch. Those are my favorite to watch. The post-game comments from the coach who just battled. Hearing the raw thoughts like, hey, this is what happened. This is what I did well. This is what I think lost me the game. This is what I think won me the game. Like, hearing that from like all our coaches, I absolutely love it. And Alpaca, you got anything on this one?
No, I think I tuned into this one at the start, and then I tuned in at the end to see a Dynamax Trevenant, and I see that it has 4 kills, so he definitely made that work in his favor. So solid games from Angelo, and Yama's going to bounce back, I'm pretty sure, next
Oh,
week.
Yama's one of the best coaches in here. I think this is a 2-game losing streak for him. So he's definitely going to bounce back. He's definitely someone you don't want to see on your schedule. And Angelo is also someone you don't want to see on your schedule. And I want to shout out the Ireland VGC team or whatever. Like, if it's not the VGC team, whatever it's called, the Ireland, is it World National Team? I don't know what to call it. So whatever it is called, like I felt like the first way I said that almost sounded like rude or whatever it's called. No, but like I don't know the proper name. So whatever it is called, shout out the Ireland VGC team in Angelo, Ireland World Cup team. You know, because that's awesome.
Angelo. Oh, sorry.
No, don't be
I
sorry.
think
I talk
Angels
over everyone.
also just start. He snapped a 2-game losing streak too with that win tonight too. So or last week. So that's good for him.
You love to see someone snapping a 2-game losing streak, and you know what? Hopefully that's Yama next week. I don't know who he's playing. So sorry to his opponent that I just wished you a loss. But what's up, Andrew? Shout out Andrew in the chat. But yeah, shout out the Ireland World Cup team and Angelo for making that. You could go watch his streams at Angelo Hunter. You could watch them at Yamagoo. Oh yeah, and Yama's got his friend prepping with him, by the way. So I was watching Yama's card opening stream, which was a lot of fun. And he's like, hey, I had a friend who I prepped with, but I would take up like 3 to 4 hours of his time every week. So I felt bad reaching out to him once this season started. But he reached out to me. So Yama's got his prep buddy back. And that is huge. That is something I'm going to watch out for when I'm picking predictions this week. But let's move on to the next one, which is also a good one. It was also streamed on Arceus' channel, I believe. And Arceus was able to take the 2-0 victory against the boys stack. The boys stack is 0-5 now. He hasn't been able to get a victory yet, but... And Andrew, no, we only recapped Anti-Behaney and Yama Angelo. So this is the third game, Arceus sack. I should put a little number at the top. Be like, hey, this is game 3. Maybe I'll put a list of all the games in order so people can know, because that's a common question we get in the chat. But Alpaca, were you able to catch this one?
I don't know if I was able to catch this one, but looking from the stats here, I think
let's pull them up.
Lapras came with 3 kills in a 2-0 set. So I mean, Lapras got some kills. I think maybe just has to get some more kills outside of Lapras. I'm assuming Lapras was probably the max. So
yeah, Lapras was the max, but unfortunately on Zach's side, he didn't bring the G Max version.
Ooh, that definitely. I see what happened there.
So he ended up setting Hail and not Fail, which ended up being kind of detrimental to this one.
You hate to see it.
A rough mistake. Hard to start. I mean, I think we've all been there. We load up into the match and realize that we have the wrong set. So hard to bounce back from that.
Been there many times.
I'm sure he can. And
I mean, I've had the wrong Drampa set in a bunch of games going back to last season. I know Tom had the wrong wheezing ability.
Levitate over neutralizing gas because I'm a moron.
Yeah, like it's killer because it makes you
so
feel like you're such a stooge. But
it's like,
I mean, it happens.
No, I'm sorry. What's up, Jax? I'm sorry I interrupted. I was just saying it's like
No, yeah, it's the same. It makes you when you do it, you realize that you did it. It makes you feel like such a stooge, because you had this whole game plan, and then you realize that you brought him on with the wrong ability or obviously the wrong max type or something like that, and then you're like, well, that sucks. Now the whole half of your strategy is blown and everything. But
I started laughing.
Happens, though,
I started laughing to myself. I was like, "That's levitate." Oh no.
Yeah.
Even from I feel like a mental standpoint in the game, it's just hard to come back from that. It's like you just kind of automatically put yourself on tilt.
I couldn't agree more, Alpaca. I couldn't agree more. It's just, oh God. So you hate to see that. I think the boy Sack is going to get a win. If not, who's he playing this week? We'll go over that in the predictions. Oh God, no. I'm not picking against who he's playing this week. And I think Jax knows exactly who he's playing this week.
Yeah.
So I just looked at that and look ahead. So if you can figure that one out, you can figure that one out. But congratulations to Arceus. I know he's not in Canada right now. And shout out Steve Irwin. Wait, I want to read this message from General. I hope this isn't an invasion of privacy into the group chat or anything. But this really hit me. I was like, oh my God, this is so sweet. So for those of you who don't know, I hope I'm not doxing him. Arceus is a zoologist. He's a freaking scientist. He's smart as hell. He is one of the smartest people in our chat. Like, I'm not afraid to say that. Just from what I know about him, I know that. So, oh God, can I not find the Steve Irwin comments now? But he had the nicest message about Steve Irwin in the chat. But he's stuck outside of Canada for a little bit too. So I'm excited. Oh no, I can't find it now. But goddamn, I should have pulled that. I should have screenshotted that. But if you're in our yes, zoology, Steve Irwin's a goat. Yeah, but if you're in the chat, go look that up. It's worth looking up in the Discord because everyone here at the Research Coalition, we're just talking about how he was everyone's greatest influence. We are all the Steve Irwin generation of conservationalists. That's a hell of a sentence. We are all the Steve Irwin generation of conservationalists. No one has done more to encourage a passion for wildlife, to encourage our passion for wildlife than him. I read that and I was like, oh my god, Arceus, that's an amazing freaking thing to say. And I'm like, I wanted to shout that out because he's a great person, a scientist and like super smart, loves animals, and that bleeds into his love for Pokemon too because they're like cool animals, you know. So shout out Arceus for being freaking awesome, and shout out everyone else for being awesome. But let's get into our next match now, which unfortunately was Lunchbox's last match in the Champions Path Draft League. So now I hate to see Lunchbox go. He had to dip out for personal reasons. Koji kicked his ass pretty bad, though, I gotta say. This was a pretty one-sided battle. Koji was able to take, like, his Crocodile was nuts in this one. So he was able to activate his Crocodile with Anger Point, get the, critical hit automatically from Frost Breath onto from Frostless onto Crocodile. And it was able to one-shot the Metagross. It was able to one-shot a Dynamax Metagross with the stab and everything. It was over. That's when Lunchbox knew it was over game one. In game two, he just came out just as strong. Koji is a dominant battler. He's now 4-1 after only being 2-7 all the last season. So he's already doubled his win total. And I want to say congratulations to Koji for being like a G, for being the man, so kind. If anyone needs help with streaming anything like topics or anything to know about streaming, please go to Koji. He's been so kind answering all my questions. He's gone out of his way to help me like with this streaming stuff. And I'm so happy to see him win, but you hate to see Lunchbox lead the league after a loss like this. And I wish Lunchbox well in all his streams. Anyone, I got to check out some more Lunchbox Unite streams. I want to join him in Unite one of these days. He's always playing Unite. So go check out Lunchbox 86. I forgot to write it down. 8675
675-309.
5309 from the song that I still haven't listened to. But yeah, no,
That's right.
Lunchbox
You
is a
listen
great
to
person.
it, you will never forget that number.
All right,
I
gotta listen to that. And yeah, shout out Koji for being awesome. And Alpaca, I went to you first last time. So Jax, I'm gonna go to you first this time. What you got on this one?
I mean, pretty much echo the same sentiments. I got to watch this one, and it was pretty. It was another one where there was a trade that happened, and the Pokemon that got traded happened to do work. He actually traded the Crocodile for the Nidoking that Angelo used to great effect in his match and stuff like that. And it was pretty obvious from the team sheets at the beginning of the select screen that Lunchbox really didn't have much of anything to be able to stop the Anger Point proc, so it was kind of really an easy decision. And once you get Crocodile going,
it's hard to stop.
Especially +6. I mean, yeah, it's ridiculously hard to stop. There's very, very few ways to do it. And it showed. Ended up picking a whole bunch of KOs up. If not for the Pelipper at the end, it would have had almost all of his kills. So, but this is probably the most impressive Pokemon performance, for me for the week. I know we're going to talk about another one later for one of the other Pokemon of the week, but this one was just
so impressive,
like sheer dominance. It was just sheer dominance. There was really nothing he could do. I feel bad for Lunchbox. He has been kind of checked out the last few weeks, and at least the last two. They've been really like swift wins and stuff like that. But he needs to take care of his home life. I support that fully.
Yeah, nothing but
I wish him all the best.
Exactly. And Alpaca, what you got on this one?
Yeah, again, to just kind of say what you guys said, except a little bit different. It's Koji just came to play. He Crocodile put in work. I'm glad I played him already before he made that pickup. And you hate to see Lunchbox have to leave, but life comes first, and if you have to take care of that stuff first. So shout outs to him, and hope everything goes well for him. And like to welcome back Tyros
Yes.
back into the league. He
Yes.
new returning champion, I guess, or not champion, but
He's our
player
champion because he's
coach.
so amazing. Tyros is
But
the man. Tyros is one of my favorite people that I've met through doing this. Me and him did a bunch of coaches interviews together. I highly recommend you checking them out on my YouTube. I sent them all on the YouTube. And Angelo, I had a comment I don't want to ignore. He said Croc walked on the Palkia so he could run on the tar walls. And I'm like laughing a lot from that. That's a hysterical comment. But yeah, that's exactly what happened. And Koji took the freaking crook and ran with it. And Alpaca, wait, so you have to play Tyros now?
yeah, I think in the schedule,
You had Lunchbox?
week 7. So not this week, but next week I gotta play Tyros.
And you just said in the chat he has your number every week, every year too, right? Has he?
Season 2, I played him and he beat me. Last season we played and he beat me. So this season
No.
I need a win.
You need to be. So this is huge for Alpaca personally, everyone. This is huge for Tyros. We're getting a great competitor and an even better person back in the league. But now someone that has Alpaca's number, he's like round 3. I'm coming for the win this time, and I cannot wait to see that match. You can watch it on both their channels, the Alpacalypse and on what's it called, Tyros 1325. Oh my god, that's so funny actually that you guys have played all 3 seasons. And you're like, all right, now I'm coming for you, Tyros, because you beat me the first 2. I'm coming for you this time. Oh my god, that's such a little plot fold I didn't see coming. I love it. All right.
I'm super excited for that matchup. But shout outs again to Koji and Lunchbox.
Yeah.
Everyone said, Koji just kind of showed up, did his thing, and move on to the next week.
Yeah, and I appreciate both these coaches a lot. And let's move on to your match, Alpaca. So you versus KD. Yeah, this was a KD was able to take the 2-0 victory. But tell us a little bit about it.
He didn't bring the horses. He did not have the horses. He had the horses way in the back. So that kind of threw me off. I kind of had a set game plan. I knew he was going to probably leave one or the other. I didn't expect him to leave both. So I kind of had a nice game plan for game 1, which kind of worked out. You kind of saw there the Trick Room Charizard, but I didn't even think of the Savali. And he just kind of out-prepped me this week. In game 2, Cinderace just steamrolled my team. So yeah, shout outs to him. He absolutely out-prepped me this week, and it showed.
Dude, and that just happens sometimes. And Katie is one of the best coaches we have here. And it's just going to be like, if he gets a good plan, puts his time and effort into it, he could beat anyone, anytime, any place, anywhere. And it's hard sometimes, man. It's really hard. But he left the horses in the stable, which is so funny to say. And Jax, you got anything on this one?
Unfortunately, not on this one. I didn't get to see this one live and in action, and with work, I didn't get to watch the games back. So, but I checked out the match stats and everything, and I mean, Cinderace, man. I had it last year. It is so good in this draft format. So difficult to prep for.
Oh my god, he has 15 kills with it. It's our season total kill leader, I believe. Nuts, absolutely nuts.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous.
So yeah, Katie's gonna take that thing and run with it. And our next match was also a great one, man. This is our 6th match we're going over, and all 6 so far have been a 2-0 victory. So this has been
much like last week. It was people getting run through quick. The first few weeks were really tough. They were real battles. They were 2-1 matches almost all the way down. And then the last 2 weeks have been just
2-0, 2-0, 2-0
takeovers. Yeah.
It's kind of crazy, man. Like I don't get how it's happening like this, but Tootie was able to get the 2-0 victory on Proto too. And Jax, did you catch this one?
I did catch this one. I try to watch Tootie's matches, man, because his team comp is ridiculously balanced. And like this week, he brought Electivire, and like I feel like each week he's used a specific mon, a different one each week, and he's put in work with that one mon. He's been able to manipulate it to do what he wanted to. And this was streamed by Proto, and Electivire was kind of the Mon he did not want to see. And I'm pretty sure he said as such when the game started and it was
Yeah.
out there. He was like, damn, that's not going to be good. Um, Tootie made a great read in the beginning of game one
The
for
ice.
switch out. Proto ended up bringing Garchomp in, and he ended up hailstorming
Yeah.
and laying waste to that. I mean, it was he played really really well. Tootie makes crazy reads. He makes some really crazy reads. He helped me prep for Jade this week, and even in prep, he was making some really awesome like switches and
Yeah.
stuff that I didn't see coming until he started doing them, which was huge. But yeah, Electivire just gave him the absolute business this week,
It's such
which
a
I personally like. I love to see because I love that mod.
It's so cool. It has such a cool move set, man. Like we were able to see the Max Ice get the Garchomp, Crobat, Serena super effectively. He had the electric move for Crobat as well. He could hit Mr. Mime with the like Heat Ran with the fighting type or ground type. But Proto said something in the chat. Proto misclicked a Max Quake that really made a big difference in this battle, I feel like too. So it's like if he Max Quaked whatever he Max Quaked, he wanted to Max Quake the opposite. I forget off the top of my head which one he Max Quaked. And it was just like, once he saw that, he was like, no! Oh no, what did I do? And I love Andrew and Koji talking shit in the chat real quick. I want to stop talking about the game for a second and just say, yo, Koji, I know you and Behaney are prepping against me, so I'm prepping with Andrew this week. Me and Andrew are prepping against you two. We're coming for your ass. You and Behaney. We're going to get 2-0 victories, me and Andrew both over you and Behaney, and I can't wait. But now let's go back to the sidebar over. All right, we're back in. Alpaca, do you got anything on this one?
Them's fighting words.
Oh, I'm excited, man. I love seeing Koji and Andrew talking a little. They're like, hey, I can't wait to see your A game. They're talking nice shit. No, you know what? We're coming for the throats. I can't wait.
I love a little friendly rivalry too, and
And we know they're
yeah,
both prepping against us. We know they prep together. So we know they're prepping against us, too. So we're coming for both of you. Each of you. Both of you. I love it.
exactly. Hey, well, and it's best to prep at least with another person. Have some ideas to bounce off each other. So
Exactly.
I love it.
But yeah, Alpaca, I'm sorry to interrupt and bring some crazy energy right now. What you got on this one?
No worries. Yeah, that's what Electivire. I love that combo. Uh, and Evar is such a sweet mon, and yeah, Fruity just kind of steamrolled with it. It's hard to see what he can switch into with the Serena, the Crobat, and the Garchomp all getting hit super effectively. But he did play around it, and game two, like you said, the Quake miss is huge, and yeah, unfortunate from him, but yeah, solid game, solid 2 games from Fruity.
Dude, solid.
And it's so crazy
Yeah.
the fact that Electivire gets a coverage move for literally its only weakness.
Yeah.
So it gets a coverage move for the only thing that can hit it super effectively. So if you bring the thing that can hit it super effectively and it gets that motor drive off, it's going to wipe it off the face of the map. It's so crazy. It's such a
In the Dynamax format, it's so fun. It's so much fun. But wait, Katie has a confession, which I cannot wait to hear. Cannot wait to hear. He hates the horses? No, he likes the horses, so that wasn't his confession. But, alright. While we wait for Katie's confession in the chat, we're going to move on to the next game. We're officially halfway through the matches. Actually, more than halfway through, because we've had one postponed. And Tootie just said Electivire is so much fun. But before we move on, I want to say Tootie has some of my favorite Pokemon. Butterfree and Dragonite are two of my favorites. Inteleon is literally one of my favorite Draft League Pokemon. Incineroar is so cool, and I prefer a weakness policy set and whatnot. Game 2, I timed out in my set. So yeah, Game 2, KD timed out against the Alpaca. That's just, you hate to see it too. You hate when anyone times out. So the fact that he was able to get the Game 2 victory was crazy.
Cool.
But, what's it called? Yeah, no, 2D has one of my favorite teams by far, and has 4 of the 6 Pokemon he brought. I have experience using in the Draft League, Incineroar, Inteleon, Dragonite, and Butterfree. And I can tell you guys, they are so much fun. They are so much fun to use. And then this Coco Electivire combo on top of that, like his entire roster, he has Rillaboom too. So he's someone to watch out for. And, a not so early pick to maybe make it to the finals and win it. It's going to be rough for anyone in their first year to win this league. I'm going to say that right now. Because I don't, it's going to be rough. But let's move on to the next one and talk about a former champion, Fox, who actually lost and Bananas was able to beat the undefeated Fox, the top of the standings Fox. Bananas and his poor internet. I shouldn't be making fun of anyone's internet because my internet's been going out for these recap streams. But it's like Bananas has been having trouble all year with his team. He slept through a match with Jade. His internet crashed 4 times with me. It was like so many different things have happened to this kid throughout the season. You feel bad for him. Yeah, Fox didn't click the internet button. So if Fox had clicked the internet button and turned off Bananas' internet, it would have worked fine and he would have got the victory. But that's not what happened, man. And Bananas was able to take the 2-0 victory in an impressive way, actually. Let me go down to the match stats. Oh, I'm scrolling up, not down. But, god damn, the Talonflame, Beware, Coco, and Lando all had some kills on Nanner's side. The Lapras for Fox came out, only had a kill. The Glarin Zapdos had 2. Sylveon had 1. Claydol had 1. But I remember watching this. I didn't take notes on this one. I was just having a blast watching it, being like, holy shit, Bananas might actually win. And Fox was real funny the whole time. He's like, I need this battle to go quick. I just hope it doesn't go to 3 games. And he is literally 1, 2, 3. There's only 3 games that went to 3 games, and his was one of them. So that made me chuckle as well. But I forget who I went to first last. So Alpaca, I'm going to kick it to you first this time.
Yeah, I tuned into this one, but I think I was grilling on the barbecue at the time while
I do that too. I watch the streams while I'm doing other stuff, so I don't always have notes. But I watched it. If you say something that triggers a memory, I remember. But
yeah, exactly. That's yeah, I see that Landers has 3 kills and Galarian Zapdos. It looks like it was a really close set.
Yeah.
And a lot of Mon games because Landorus is kind of checked by Lapras and Zapdos, but has 3 kills anyways. And I remember Fox saying Claydol was gonna be key to the strategy, and it got 1 kill. So yeah, just good set from Bananas, and it's definitely Bananas' season right now where he's been had a series of unfortunate events where he's had internet problems and being late in other issues, but he comes back and knocks the only undefeated coach off the top and does it in a big way.
And in the chat, we just had Tootie say Landorus, Oko, Dynamax, Zapdos. So when that happens, there's not much you could do to win on Fox's end if you Dynamax Pokemon Oko. We saw that in Koji versus Lunchbox, how he Oko'd the Metagross. But exactly. It just happens sometimes.
I remember Fruity, after you saying that, I remember that happening, and that was Game 3, so that was huge for Game 3.
Yeah, and, oh, God, you just hate to see it. And, Jax, what do you got on this one?
This is pretty cool because Bananas went absolutely bonkers bananas with the trades. He basically triggered the whole massive trade theme from last week. So to see him pick up a win with a team of all new Pokemon to him, you know what I mean, is pretty impressive. I didn't get to watch it all. I had it on in the background for a little bit, so I couldn't really pay too much attention. I just noticed that Fox brought a game plan that didn't have as much bulk on the team as he usually has.
Yeah.
Pikachu fairly weak. Claydol, can get hit super effectively and taken out quickly. Galar Zapdos, like you said, got knocked out of its Dynamax form and stuff. So the consistent Lapras Sylveon was the 2 things that were really bulky, and I don't think Fairy would have been able to make up for what the team was lacking this week without the Magnezone and without Umbreon and stuff like that.
That's a good point I never thought of. He didn't bring his bulk. He didn't bring the bulky boys.
Yeah. The key to his team is the fact that most of the Pokemon are big, are bulky, and can take multiple shots before they go down.
Yeah.
And it seems kind of like a switch up where all of a sudden 4 out of the 6 couldn't do that as well this week. And I think that played a big factor in him getting that.
Yeah, so congratulations to Bananas taking down the last undefeated team. You love to see it from Bananas, but you hate to see it from me personally because I wanted to beat the last undefeated team. I wanted him to go undefeated until our match. So Congrats to Bananas. And Fox, we know Fox is going to bounce back and be awesome. And you know what? Let's get into my match next, which was me versus Pops. Pops was able to get the 2-0 victory on me, and he fucking killed it with Reggie Rock, man. If you haven't seen this one, Pops put on a showcase for why Reggie Rock should not be moved down to A tier for next season. It should be moved back up to S tier. Because this thing, holy shit, man, I just wasn't prepared for it. I just wasn't as prepared for it as I should have been. The one chance I had to KO it, I actually didn't even target it. I targeted something else with my Inteleon. And it got all 8 KOs in this match. It was a 2-0 victory. He got all 8 KOs on Pops' side. I got 2 kills with Gigas and 1 kill with Cole. My usual suspects, my safety space. Those are my safe Pokemon. Those are the Pokemon I feel most comfortable with. I feel, and it was just insane, man. He just was able to out-prep me, out-battle me, and you hate to see it if you're a fan of me. But, god damn, Pops is a great competitor, a great person. Check out his power rankings whenever they come out this week. I love his streams at Pops VGC. He's only a couple of followers away from hitting the affiliate status. So please go follow him if you don't. And yeah, he's a great person, great competitor. And Jax, did you happen to see this one?
I did see this one, and
Nice.
I know we talked a bit before the match about going through Pokemon scenarios, and I'm telling you, I gave you the sauce that I think would have won you this game with the specs special
Cole. Meteor
pull-off.
Beam Cole. Or Power Herb. Yeah,
Yeah,
so what's it
I
called?
I I
It would
I
have done a
looked
lot
at
better.
this. I looked at this and was like,
Yeah, you were right.
either Power Herb, which would have been super spicy, or
Choice
Specs.
specs.
But you
Yeah.
didn't even have to use it as a Dynamax candidate. You could have left it small. Wiped out so much of his team,
And Earth Power would have done
and
damage instead
and
of.
the Pokemon that he has are so bulky on literally the defensive side and not the specially
And
defensive
I
side.
brought a physical
Physical
Cole.
physical Cole didn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. He ended up going with the Trick Room side, which is difficult to work Cole around because he can just proc the policy once he does that, which I believe he did
Mm-hmm.
in one of the games,
Yeah.
which is tough because that puts you in a bad spot as far as what Pokemon to bring, especially when you know he's going TR
Yeah.
and stuff. But I definitely give props to him, man. He did work that Reggie Rock to perfection. It was all in the
Magnifique.
positionings for him. And when he brought it in to maximize the value out of it, and he did that really well. So I give him props for that.
He put on a fucking showcase. And Alpaca, what you got on this one?
Yeah, that's what I tuned in this one too, and it just seemed he used the Trick Room and the Reggie Rock to great effect, and it was hard for you to answer. Once the Reggie Rock was set up under Trick Room, it Dynamaxed and it boosted his defenses. I think it went for a couple max Knuckles. Had the weakness policy, and like Jack said, once he set the Trick Room, then he procs the Cold policy, and now you're the fastest thing. And under Trick Room, that's not what you want. So it's just kind of good prep by Pops. He knew what he needed to bring this week.
And wait, now I'm remembering this. So I just want to talk about the start of game 1. I was so fucking cocky. I was like, this worked exactly how I wanted it to. Like, that game 1 couldn't have worked better for me, I thought. So what happened in the first turn, I'm like, in prep, I'm like, he's got to lead Raichu and he's got to use Charm. Like, I called it out specifically, like, he's got to do that. He leads
True.
Raichu, he charms. I have White Herb Reggie Gigas. I Simple Beam. I made my Latios just slightly slower than the Raichu because they're both 110 speed. I Simple Beam my Reggie Gigas. I get the max Knuckle off, and now I'm +2 attack on my Reggie Gigas. And that's what I was telling Jax beforehand. I was like, once I get that, even if he sets Trick Room, then I'm going to be faster than Raichu, and I'll be able to max Knuckle again and just knock it out. And so he can't charm me at that point. My mistake, I think, my biggest mistake was keeping Slowbro alive. Because then Slowbro used Muddy Water, gets a -2 accuracy drop because I'm simple. And I'm terrified to use any moves on Reggie Gigas after that. It just, you hate to see it. Pops Pops really just out-prepped me in this one. You know, like I read the first couple of turns well, and he was able to position around it and just win the game after I had what I feel like is one of the strongest starts for the first 2 to 3 turns in game one. And he was able to just take the victory, snatch it right away from me. And I was like, I'm so impressed with his gameplay this week. So congrats again to Pops. Go watch his power rankings whenever they come out. And I'm glad I remembered that before, what's it called? We got off. I'm just a little on Pluto, CBD'd out. But all right, let's move on to the next one. We got Andrew versus Pato. This one was not streamed, right?
No, I don't
No,
believe so.
neither one of them stream.
All right, so let's look up the game stats. All right. Yeah, Andrew's so cool. I've been talking to Andrew a lot recently. He knows a lot about Pokemon cards. Like a lot. He's like been really cool. And again, me and him are prepping for Behaney and got it. Behaney and Koji this week. So I can't wait to beat both of them. Andrew's got to beat Koji. I got to beat Behaney. We're going to get 4 O's, and I can't wait for that. But
a little Easter, not East. It's a crowned armored rivalry going on.
yeah, no, we got a little rivalry going on, because I know they prep together. So me and Andrew have been talking to him. Like, you know what? Let's prep together against them. Let's kick their ass. But for Pato lost, but his Feeney had an impressive 5 kills, which is tied for second kill leader this week. We all know where it will be streamed. Yeah. So Andrew versus Koji will be streamed on Professor Koji. You could click on his channel and give him a follow right now if you don't to watch that. Watch that game whenever he goes live. But yeah, Pato with an impressive 5 kills from Tapu Fini. It's no fucking joke, man. That's no joke. Hydreigon and Dracovish got 1 kill each. But Andrew was able to take the victory on the back of Mimikyu and Metagross having 3 kills apiece, which you love to see. I'm expecting, you love to see that. Melodic and Shinitic also had a kill. Low key, that Shinitic on Andrew's team scares me. When we're prepping, I'm like looking at it, like, holy fuck, man, this thing is good. So like I'm just looking at his roster. It's an underrated Pokemon in draft. I don't know what his plans are this week because we haven't prepped yet. We're prepping tomorrow. So Koji, I don't know what's going on, but yeah, when I was looking at it and prepping for this week with him, whenever we were prepping for whatever. Shinitic is crazy, man. Shinitic does a lot more than I thought in Draft League, so I love seeing it get a kill this week.
There's the ability to strength stab Spore because it gets access to Spore. Plus, it gets access to the fairy aspect of it. Makes it a pretty cool mon.
Yeah, I
I
didn't
love the
realize
way
that.
he abused Metagross to Mimikyu too.
Yeah. Yeah, Andrew's in the chat right now. He better plan to hang on. You love to see it. But yeah, no, this is just a cool match stat. Cool people. Pato is so cool too. I know Pato said he's going to be taking a break from the chat for a little bit, so he's so cool to talk to. I got to talk to him more. He seems really cool. And let's move on to the next one, which Snom actually sent me notes for because this also wasn't one that was streamed. So let me go look at my notes. And
get them notes on.
Yeah, get these fucking notes. All right. So he starts by leading Mainshao and Thundy. And I led Darm and Tangrowth. Maybe P2, I don't know. Okay, that made me laugh a lot. And then I swap out Tangrowth for Lele. Get terrain up. Darm kills Thundy. Mainshao kills Darm. I basically just got up TR after that. And Lele fucked everyone up until he conceded. That's a crazy game one. And yeah, Snub's in the chat. I forgot almost everything that happened. He didn't take any notes, so this is just off the top of his head. This could be wrong. Game 2. I led P2 and Arc. He leads Thundy and Ninetales. Intimidate Prox Defiant. He tries some Scarfed Icy Wind shit and superpowers into P2. But it only did like half. After I got TR up, I don't really remember what happened until I maxed Arc and nerfed his max Urshifu to the ground. So that was fun to read. I told Snom I like reading them live for the first time on stream. And that was fun to read. So let's go to the match stats for this one. Alright, report matches.
Looking at the match stats.
Lele did decent in Porygon. Looks like it had a strong showing too.
Oh, I went immediately to Fox's because Snom posted Fox's match stats. That's funny.
Yeah, and I see Lele, just looking on his stats, it's super effective against Urshifu, Garchomp, Mienshao, Crobat. Like Crobat kind of hits it back super effective, but just super powerful mon. Like puts a lot of pressure on Matt's team.
Yeah, quick and can spread move.
God damn. Wow. Yeah, see, this is one of those games that wasn't streamed. There's not much to say about it. But now, let's get into our last match of the week. Jade versus Jax. And Jade was able to take the 2-0 victory. This was streamed on The Name is Jax. Go check it out. And Jax, tell us a little bit about it.
This was one of the more fun losses I think I've ever had.
I've been having a
Because
lot of those this season.
I love playing Jade. He's a super cool dude.
So
You
cool.
know, we go back and forth in messages and DMs and stuff, and basically rag on people in the league to each other and make each other laugh all the time, which I love because he's just cool. But yeah, he brought the Specs hat, which I did not exactly prep for, which I knew after game two it was Specs, and I still brought something for TR. And when I picked it, I was like, I don't even know why I did that because who's gonna Specs themselves into TR? It doesn't make any sense. So that kind of hurt me big time. Game three because I went to game three, and if I would have had my Mammoth line instead of my Delmise out there, um, then I would have ended up winning because I would have been going first, which is rough. But yeah, it's super close. Game two, it came down to my Delmise versus his hat. His hat hit me, and then I used the anchor shot, which is super effective, against the Hatterene, and it lived on 3 HP
No!
to survive. And then he ended up winning off of that. Yeah, game one, he actually brought the stuff that I prepped for, which, I mean, that I won game one fairly easily. And then had the heartbreaker of the hat living on 3 HP game two, which sucked. And then, yeah, not bringing the Mammoth line, definitely, even we were talking about it afterwards, if I would have brought that, it would have been a win for me. But that's the sort of stuff that happens. I know Zapdos came in clutch for me with a couple of big KOs and stuff, which I like to see. Like I said, it was just a really fun match.
And an unfavorable roll.
I enjoy playing against them, and I enjoyed like the every time you play against guys like that, it's a high IQ Pokemon, and that's the most fun stuff.
Dude, that's such a good mindset. Can you tell us a little bit about Azelf and how it got 5 KOs? I'm genuinely curious. I love that Pokemon. It's so strong in Dynamax, too. Did you Dynamax it?
Yes, yeah, I Dynamaxed it. I brought that as one of my main Dynamax candidates because it is like 125 attack and 125 special attack. So
And it's got a good
it's really
speed.
diverse. Yeah, it's 115 speed. So
And
it's
it's got a
really
good move
fast and
pool
it's really strong.
on both
But its
physical and special.
defenses, its defenses are all only 70s. So it can be kind of on the frail side if you
You got
don't
screens,
commit
bro.
to.
Sorry to
Yeah,
interrupt.
what?
You got screens, though. So, like, did you...
Right, yeah, that's one of the things I had on the Meowstic was screens.
Yeah.
Um,
God, I wish
but
I
I
gotta
ended
watch
up
this one.
having to use other Pokemon to be able to get damage enough off if he was going to go the TR route and be able to take out the Indeedee. But it was really cool because I brought a mixed Azelf. I had a physical U-turn for the Indeedee, and to be able to lower special attack on the hat, and it was special, so I could super effectively, 4 times effectively hit the Rhyperior and flamethrower to specifically handle the Corviknight.
Corviknight.
So,
God damn,
yeah,
Jackson, that sounds like such a fun
its
team.
move pool is really insane too. So, I mean, it's sort of like Drampa. I have Drampa on my team as a TR Pokemon because its move pool literally covers everything. It can cover any Pokemon weakness.
The Dragon Grandpa.
Alas, though, I don't even have Azelf on my team anymore.
So talk about the trade. Do you mind talking about the trade? It happened live right when my internet cut out. Like, I saw the trade as my internet said the stream is disconnected. So I was very distracted. So tell us a little bit about it.
I traded, first of all, the trade was Dusclops and the Azelf for Primarina and Reuniclus. And I dropped Dusclops just because I didn't exactly need the Dusclops. I mean, the Dusclops is my TR Mon, and I used it really well last year. But I didn't. There's so many different Pokemon that you can use for TR that are all still effective. Uh, I mean, I know like throwing an Eviolite on it is 98% of the way people go. I like to use Mental Herb too when I know that somebody's got a lot of taunt pressure um, on their team. But you can use so many different Pokemon for TR that I was able to move that. And I really wanted Primarina. Super bulky water. It does really well on the special attack side. Can use the power of the rain. Um, uses fairy type moves. So um, that with the it can go. Its speed tier is 60, so I can have the ability to make it really fast. I can make it slow for TR if I want to, so that can be diverse too. Um, it has access to priority moves, so if I'm not in psychic terrain, it can use priority moves. So it's a really well-rounded mod that I really like. Bulky waters are always good. So I really wanted to pick that up. And then when I dropped Dusclops for that, I was like, well, I need to pick up another TR mon.
And Reunculus.
And the Reuniclus, I have a lot of the B tier mons on my team. And I've been trying to get the Primarina for weeks, and I couldn't figure out what to move to make it work. Knowing that I was going to need to pick up a Trick Room mon in its place. And I didn't really want to give up the Azelf because I like the Azelf, and it has done a fair bit of work. I think it's like my KO leader on my team, especially after this past week. But I had to drop one of the B tiers, and the other Pokemon are really diverse, so I really wanted to keep him on my team. It sucked to have to drop that, but Reuniclus, I believe, is a really strong mon. I've used it in drafts before, and it can get access to a lot of cool stuff. So I figured that was the one to go for, and I had to bite the bullet and get rid of one of the C tiers on my team.
Dude, it makes sense, and I actually love the trade for you. Like, I think it makes your team a lot scarier to prep for. And good luck on using those Pokemon. Have fun with Primarina the next 4 weeks of the season. We got 4 weeks left after this week. And actually, we got 4 weeks and one game because this match is postponed. So I want to talk about the prediction giveaway too. So this would be included in the prediction giveaway if someone was 11 for 11 with the other ones. It would be this game that you would have had to pick. And we'll go over this when it's played. I'll add a slide for it. I'll probably add this exact slide. I'll just copy it and then paste it in the slideshow when I'm doing that, whenever it is played. So shout out both these coaches for their awesome logos, 17 and Smurf. And guys, we got Pokemon of the Week next. So I'm excited about this category. And there were a couple of Pokemon that I think were obvious. There were actually 3 Pokemon I thought were obvious choices. And there's only 2 Pokemon of the week. So I had to cut one of them. And the 2 that made it were Pops' Regirock that crushed me, and Koji's Crocodile, who, don't Google Crocodile and spell it wrong, by the way. Don't spell it however I'm spelling it. Don't Google it. I'm telling you, don't Google it. And Koji's Crocodile. And, shout out to Koji for using the newest member of his team and putting in serious work with it. This match was incredible, and this coach and Pokemon combo are scary in the future. And if you watch this battle, you would immediately know why this Pokemon is here. Pops absolutely dominated with Regirock KOing all 8 of my Pokemon. Check it out at Pops VGC. So, Jax, what do you got on the Pokemon of the Week this week?
Yeah, this was, I know the last couple of weeks I've kind of had a different idea for Pokemon of the Week.
Because this is all opinion-based.
I mean, it was just so so spot on, obvious. These two really dominated with the performance. Pops with the way that he positioned the Regirock
Yep.
to take full advantage of what it did.
Yep.
And Koji, props out to him for noticing, like, right at the team sheets that there wasn't anything that
Tell him.
that Lunchbox could do, and he just worked his new strat to perfection. So yeah, definitely 100% agree with both of these.
And Alpaca, what you think about Pokemon of the Week? I'm not even sure if I asked you because I've been so busy today. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, not a problem, but I agree 100%. Like, you see Regirock getting all 8 kills, kind of hard to disagree with the MVP of that match. And again, the Crocodile comes in big first game and is key to Koji's win. So I think those two are the perfect two Pokemon of this week.
And if there was a third, it would have been Electivire. I want to shout out Electivire here. 2D is in the chat, and I can't stress more how Electivire would have been here if it wasn't for, Koji's stream was nuts, man. Maybe it's
Yeah,
recency bias. I don't know what it is. Crocodile and Electivire both had the same amount of kills. They both felt the same amount of dominance in my mind. But I gave the nod to Koji's Crocodile. And I hope you don't mind, Tootie, but I did give you the honorable mention. I got this dope picture of Electivire. I got this dope picture of Cinderace for KD. And these are the honorable mentions. If you got an honorable mention, send them my way. I'll include them in the thing. I told everyone that, and these are the two I got. So, yeah, shout out to
Well,
everyone. What's up, Jax? What's up?
I get that they were both tied for kill leaders, but that was only because Lunchbox forfeited really early when he knew he was beat.
Yeah.
That crocodile, for all intents and purposes, has 7 kills.
Yeah.
It would have had 7 kills. It's pretty much guaranteed. That's why I don't like the whole give up thing. It had 7 kills. I'm sorry.
No,
But
see,
definitely, I
exactly.
agree.
That's why.
The Electivire definitely put in work.
That's why I was gonna give the nod to Crook over, because after watching him, it's like, I hate the quitting too. I'm team never quit. I'm team you just use protect a bunch of times until what's it called? If you don't have protect, use a move that you've used. But a lot of people quit to save. Like, let's say you don't want to get hit and show them your item. I understand that. That makes sense to me. I just wouldn't do it, but it makes sense to me. I'm still team never quit, and it's not strategic. But it's my stubbornness. I think we're both Sicilian, Jax, right?
No, I'm Northern Italian.
Northern Italian, that's what it is. So we're both Italian. So it's part of just being stubborn, and I think that comes with being Italian sometimes. So it shows playing Pokemon.
True.
Yeah.
I know my wife would agree with that.
Alpaca, you got anything on the honorable mentions? What do you think about Pokemon as a week? As someone who's usually like watching and not like you're a guest on today's stream. I want to hear your opinion though. Like how you like this little new segment we added?
I do like that, and especially I think one of the weeks I think I made it on there with Duraludon. So I definitely like the Pokemon of the week, and it's good for people who don't get to catch every match. You can just kind of see at a glance, like, oh, who stood out this week, kind of thing. So I really like that, and I agree with the honorable mentions too. Like both
Send them
those
my way.
Pokemon, Evar put in work this week, and Cinderace just as a whole for KD has been coming in huge every week.
I should probably just leave Cinderace there for the rest of this season. Because when I'm making the new PowerPoint, copy and paste it over.
Yeah.
Also,
yeah.
Also, a mention for honorable mention was Angelus Trevenant for me and the way that he used it.
Yeah.
I want to shout out that because Trevenant's not a Pokemon that you usually would predict is going to sweep a game.
So
that's true.
And the fact that
oh no, are you cutting out?
We just
okay.
Yeah, I love seeing like some less known Pokemon getting used. Success.
Jax, you cut out there for a second, but I think we got your message that Trevenant was awesome. And dude, so that's what I need all your help. There's 10 of you guys in here watching this. It just went from 9 to 10. So someone keeps popping in and out. I appreciate you guys. But can you guys please send me Pokemon of the Week mentions? Because me coming up with it when I miss like 4 games isn't always the best method because I'm like just opinionated. And I'm like, I saw this game, I'm going to give it to this Pokemon. So I might not always have it right. Send them to me. Send me all the Pokemon of the week. After you see a game, if you see a Pokemon like Jax just said, a Trevenant that gets 4 KOs, if it's not Pokemon of the week, I want to put in the honorable mentions and shout that out because that's an impressive feat. That's not easy. And I like all you. I want to shout all you out, and that's why we have this next slide too, the Pokemon kill leaders. Pops is Regirock, 8 KOs against yours truly. Yeah, that took the top spot. And then we got a 5-way tie for second, all with 5 kills, which I enjoyed. So congrats Koji, Tootie, Pato, Arceus, and Jax, and their respective Pokemon in Crocodile, Electivire, Feeny, Latios, and Azelf. All amazing showings from these coaches. And then we have Jade Tatterine with 4 KOs. So congrats to all our coaches who made the kill leader list. I appreciate each and every one of you, and shout out everyone on this list every week. So, yeah, you guys got anything to say before we move into the predictions tab?
Rest in peace, Azelf. You were a hero.
We'll see Azelf. Is he on anyone else's roster? I don't know. But we'll find out after the stream. So. Yeah.
It's going out on top.
That's right.
But, alright. So let's go into the prediction tab. So this is where...
Azelf was here this week to kick ass and chew bubblegum. And it was fresh out of bubble.
So we got the 15-pack giveaway. 15 packs of cards. Giving them away if you go 12 for 12 in the predictions tab. And guys, we got some close. We got way closer than I thought we would. So I'm getting a little scared that I might actually have to send someone these cards. I'm going to send them to you. I don't think I'm going to have to send them to anyone. I'm going to talk my shit until someone wins. I'm going to talk my shit until someone wins. I don't think I'm sending those cards to anyone. I think I'm going to open them up at the stream. Maybe on the last recap show and laugh. After the final game, if we do a recap show, I'll just sit here on stream, opening them and laugh and be like, oh, you guys could have had this if you got all 12 games correct. Because I don't think anyone's doing it. It's a 12-leg parlay, essentially.
Rude.
I don't think anyone's going to win. I'm rooting for all of you. So,
Dude, Arceus was really close.
Arceus was always close last season, too. I forgot about him. Oh, yeah. No, I had to check. I forgot about this. If I got a golden Buddha, then I would have won a prize. I got the silver Buddha, though. He only made like 6 golden Buddhas when he sent out the hoodies. But yeah, no, Arceus was close, and you know who else was close? Anti and Yama. Both of them were very close, too. Tootie says, I think I'm going to do it. So, Tootie, how many you were 4 away? You got 4 games wrong. And if 17 wins, you got 5 games wrong. If Smurf wins, you get 4 games wrong still. So, it's I'm excited. I got 2 people to leave when I started talking shit about the Pokemon cards. But, guys, I'm excited to see, what's it called, if anyone could get these Pokemon cards. I don't think anyone's going to win them. I really don't. So if you win them, congrats to you. Yeah. Andrew, you got to post them in the predictions tab in the same format as everyone else. And just, if you guys can, put them in the order of the matches from the schedule. So that's what we do the PowerPoints based off. The schedule matches, I do that in that order. I do the predictions in that order. So if you could do your predictions in that order too, I think everyone did, but I just want to remind you guys. Because then it makes it easier on me when I'm going through it.
If somebody posted in there prior, you could just copy that and then just change the names.
Exactly, so you don't got to type it all out if you don't want
to.
Yeah, exactly, because sometimes it's annoying to type out 12 names. But yeah, no, so thank you everyone who participates. I hope we get more participants going forward. I love doing this, and the more participants, the more chances you guys got to win, I think. I think that's how the math works out. But if I had to pick anyone to win, it's going to be Arceus. And I'm going to have to send these things to Canada internationally. And I'm going to be hitting up my Aunt Mary at the post office and being like, hey, how do I mail stuff to Canada? So that's going to be fun. Wait, Alpaca, how do I mail stuff to Canada? I forgot you're Canadian. You're in Canada now, right?
Yep. Yeah, right now. I have no idea. I've never mailed anything from the States to Canada, but I think it's pretty easy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not hard because you're staying in the same continent. More difficult if you were like sending stuff to Europe or Asia or something like that. Like if you had to send it to Tyros, that's a whole different ballgame. But just having to send stuff up to Canada isn't exactly that.
Yeah, Tootie says he's participated every week. I appreciate that, Tootie. I really do. I think Arceus is going to win, though, because he had really good predictions last year. Like, last year, he was usually the weekly winner when I was adding him up. So that's a little advantage I have. I know who's usually very good at them. So I can't change my picks after we do the stream. Or if I do, I, announce it in the prediction tab. But I usually don't want to do that. But, yeah, no, if you want a good strategy pick, copy Arceus' pick whenever you post them. I probably shouldn't be telling everyone that, because now everyone's going to start doing a lot better. But yeah, Arceus is very good. He's got the sauce. And Alpaca, I just saw your message that you're back. All right, done and done. So let's go into the standings for the Armored Conference. We got Behaney at the top of the Gold Division at 4-1, and we got Katie, Koji, and Fruity all at the top of the Silver Division with 4-1. So this is kind of crazy. There's a lot of 2 and 3 teams, but a lot of 4-1 teams. So wait, Alpaca, you're 2 and 3. You got 3 teams ahead of you that are all 4-1. Like, that's off. Like, this is a weird standings right now. So what are you thinking being a 2 and 3 team going into week 6 in the Armored?
I'm thinking that unless the top four in KD, Koji, Fruity, Bahani, unless they if they keep winning out, then the bottom of the division is going to be really tough to try to sneak in, and it could be seeing any kind of record make it in like the 7th or 8th seed in the Armor division, because the top is so top heavy right now. So a lot of parity between the teams.
Yeah, so right now it would be 4-1, 4-1, 4-1. You would actually be the 8th seed, right? Yeah, because you're -2 differential. No, you would be tied with Yama. I don't know what the tiebreaker would be. I think it would be division record, so you would be out, because it would be 3-2 anti. Then it would be
Head-to-head differential, then head-to-head, which I beat Yama, so I'd be ahead if Yama was if me and him were tied for the 8th.
So yeah, think about it. I'm looking at it right now. So it's Behaney with it's KD with the best differential. Then the tie of Behaney and Koji in 2nd and 3rd. Fruity would be 4. Anti would be 5. Oh, I'm not looking at the chat right now. Sorry, I'm looking at this. So then 2, 6, 7, 8 would be 2 and 3 teams. The best 2 and 3 team differential is Arceus and Angelo. And then the 8 seed would be you and Yama tied at -2 differential with a 2 and 3 record. So you would be tied for the 8 seed with Yama. I'm not sure. So you're saying since you beat Yama this year, you would be the 8 seed?
I think that's how it is at the bottom of the
I think his
standings.
girlfriend's here.
But yeah, either way, that's like I'm 2 and 3. That's not a terrible record, but I mean needs to be a bit better. But it's just saying right now the bottom half of the playoffs is wide open, I think.
And Jax, what do you think about the standings in this one?
You can see there's beginning to form a definite line of demarcation between the top 4 competitors here. And,
what a good use of that word.
Like the bottom of the divisions, I shouldn't say weak, but the way that the top 4 teams have been able to position themselves and just kind of beat up on the lower teams kind of is making that gap. You can see it happening and stuff. And definitely, just like Alpaca just said, I feel like they're going to keep their lead high, and them keep those top 4 teams keeping their lead high means the race for those last 4 spots is going to be just a knockout, drag out towards probably the last week or 2 of the season. And I think that's going to make for a really, really exciting positioning, probably to go back and forth, for the last 2 weeks to see who can make it in.
Yo, so Katie just said something awesome in the chat too. Like, Jax, that's a great point, and he just said he only needs one more win to make it in because of what you're saying, because they're so dominant. And I want to shout out the use of
they can lock up a spot because they're beating up on the lower teams in the division. So bad, yeah.
Line of what was it?
Line of demarcation.
Yeah, I love the use of that phrase. Shout out that phrase. Shout out you for using it, man. What's it called? Yeah, that's so cool. Katie's like, I only need one more win to guarantee me in. And then he could do nutty shit. He could just go off the wall with the strats and be like, I don't need to win, so I could try this out. Oh my God. With his brain and his team and two
Yeah, try
horses.
some stuff out that works out really well, make people feel bad.
Oh my God. And yeah,
Like,
Tootie
yeah, I'm
said,
just goofing around this week. 4-0 sweep, 4-0 sweep. No big deal.
and Tootie versus Koji week 7 is going to be huge. Absolutely
Yeah,
ginormous.
I'm looking forward to that.
An extravaganza. I want to try stupid shit so bad. I love it. And yeah, Coach is like, I got to win week 5. No, week 6. We're on week 6 already. We're on to Cincinnati. But all right, let's get into the Crown Division. So, Crown Division, we got 2 4-1 teams in Jade and Fox, not surprising. And then me and Pops and Andrew are 3-2, and everyone else is 2-2 or 2-3. Oh my God. Oh, and then Sitting Ducks can be 2-3 if they win. And if they win, then Smurf is also 2-3. And sorry, Jax, you're sitting down at the bottom at 1-4. I was there last season, man. I was at the bottom of the standings consistently, and it just
Yeah, it
happens
happens, man.
sometimes.
I've had some really, really hard losses.
It happens, man. It happens. So keep your head
Yeah,
up. Yeah, no.
always.
Yeah, Koji said I'll slip you 22. I don't know what that's for. No collusion. I don't like collusion in my chat. Get that
Hey,
out of here.
20's 20.
I'll tell on you so quick. I'll be like, Behaney, they're colluding. No, I'm kidding. But Behaney probably would be like, yo, fuck, yeah, I don't want to deal with this.
I'll play some Apex Legends.
No, he's
Dude
awesome.
can't be bothered that night when everybody was trying to make trades.
That was
He
so
was just
funny,
trying to
actually.
chill.
That was really funny. He's so cool. Shout out Behaney. I can't. If he ever gets into a game, like when he gets back, like after now he's all rehabbed done, he's fully healthy. He's saying like I cannot wait to go to one of his games if I can. Like if I can get to one of his games, I cannot wait to go. I want to check it out so bad. That'd be a fun little CPDL trip if COVID's not like disastrous soon. But yeah, no, this is also very close.
Yeah, I think that the Crown Division's more close. Like I think
Yeah,
you don't see as many 4-1 teams. You see a lot of more 3-2. So
that's why I
I mean,
think
you got Fox and Jade at the top, but the middle is really really tight.
Jack's gonna easily make the playoffs still. What did Tootie say in the chat? I'm excited to play Koji. His team is terrifying, and hopefully I can find my way to beat it. Tootie, that's such a nice, kind message. I love that. I love that energy and the vibes it just gave me reading that. That's awesome. And likewise, respectable battler. I love it. I absolutely love what's going on in the chat right now. And guys, do we got anything else to say about the standings before we move on?
From day one, I always felt like the Crown Division's the much harder division,
So that's
just
why.
for the caliber of teams that's in it, and it kind of shows because we're all beating up on each other pretty bad, and there's
Yep.
no real. I mean, other than Fox, who was undefeated, but that now lost to Nanners, who was one of the lower teams. You know, and I mean, there's no real separation, and it's all going to be really close. I mean, I think come the last week of the season, there's going to be like 10 out of the 12 teams are all going to have a chance at the playoffs. It's going to be nuts.
It's gonna be fucking nuts, man. It's gonna be so crazy. It's gonna be
I think
crazy, man.
I think it'll mirror last season where we kind of saw the same thing where one half was kind of more top heavy with like a big separation was close,
Yeah,
and
you
then
do.
the last couple weeks of the season, every game just kind of tightened up, and then every game mattered for the most part. And I think that's what we'll see this season too.
Dude, I love it. Oh my god, you're right, Alpaca. And I think they're both gonna be pretty what's it called, even by the end. I think it's gonna even itself out naturally because Behaney plays me this week.
For
So
sure.
that's at least one team. And then Koji's going down too because he plays Andrew. So that's 2 of the 4-1 teams in that conference going down. But all right. I'm bringing 150%. I hope I can too. Yeah, I love Andrew and Koji still going down in the chat. All right. So week 6 matches. We got some good ones. I was looking at them ahead. I made my picks. So usually I just make my picks all willy-nilly on the fly. I'm just like, oh, this guy or this guy or this guy. I sat down. I was like, all right, I think this person's gonna win this week. I'm taking it to you. I'm trying to win my own contest. Let's get into the first match. Jade versus Angelo. Alpaca, I'm gonna kick it to you first as our guest. Who do you got to win this match? Do you want to do picks? I had someone on before, and I forget who it was. They said I don't want to do picks, so I get if you don't want to do
17.
picks. Oh, it was
Yeah,
17.
no problem. I'll do picks if I'm here. Yeah, for sure. So
Uh,
looking at this one here, it's definitely tough, but I kind of want to pick Angelo with this one. I think he is the underdog, but I'm kind of feeling the underdog pick this week.
oh,
And I love Nidoking, so if that can come and put in some work, I'm not really sure if it does, but Nidoking's one of my favorite Pokemon, and Araquanid is from Season 2, one of the first Pokemon I had on my team, and he that Pokemon was
crushed
good for
it,
me. So I like
crushed it.
Angelo's team. I'm gonna pick him this week.
You use that Araquanid so well, it opened my eyes to that Pokemon, being like, oh my god, this is a way better Pokemon than I expected. So, Jax, who do you got in this one?
I am gonna go Jade on this one.
You going?
Um,
You going the Conbire Charmandas? That was a bad Australian accent,
yeah,
mate.
Canberra Charmanders. Um, I just think that Jade positions the Pokemon that he uses really, really well. I know both of these guys play fantastically. Angelo, from what I've seen, more on the ladder, but I mean, after last week, you could tell he definitely knows how to do this whole draft thing. Um,
Yep.
but I've seen more of Jade, and both these guys have a solid team, so it just comes down to me um, knowing that Jade knows how to use his mons, and he can use them really oddly. He's got a really odd makeup, which I think is difficult to prep for.
Oh god, yeah. I picked Jade as well, and even with the Araquanid on Angelo's side, putting in work in Trick Room, the Trevenant, as we saw, could put in work. I think Jade's Trick Room option is just stronger. I think the Indeedee female Hatterene combo with now Rhyperior in the back, Blaziken if he wants to go quick, Grimmsnarl if he wants to make it bulky, Corviknight if he wants to just bring bulk, bulk, bulk. Like, I think he could do so much with this roster, and there's nothing against Angelo. I've just been so impressed with Jade going 4-1. So I picked Jade in this one. So we got me picking Jade, Jax picking Jade, Alpaca, you got Angelo the underdog. I love it. So good luck to both these teams. And let's move on to the next one. We got Alpaca, yours truly, versus Smurf. Bum Trash Garbage versus The Alpacalypse on Twitch. You could check both these guys' streams out. Both of them are awesome to watch. So, Alpaca, I'm going to kick it to you first again. So, Jax, I'm going to kick the next two to you. But, Alpaca, who do you got in your match versus Smurf?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Last I had to get postponed.
I'm gonna take
Around
myself
the
in this
last.
one, just because obviously I want myself to win. I'm gonna prep, put the work in. I'm gonna try to win this one, and yeah, so I'm gonna pick myself, and I won't give away too much about the matchup, but I will say that I'm taking offers on Volcarona, Gastrodon, Urshifu, or Umbreon, if or Executor. So if anybody wants to make a trade, I know the deadline's coming up, and yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this week. I'm gonna pick myself.
Let's go! And, Jax, who you got in this one?
I got Alpaca too. In this one, I mean,
Nice.
Alpaca, dude, you've had a team that's really scary, dude. I don't know. It's been one of, on paper at least, looks like one of the stronger teams every time I look at it each week, you know. And you've had some hard breaks and a couple of a misplay here or there. Um, or I think you have a lot better record than you do as of right now. And I think just on sheer firepower alone, I got to go with you.
For sure, I appreciate that too, and I would agree. There's a couple of misplays and a couple bounces, and I'm looking the other way.
I feel like a dick.
Hey, if pick who you want.
I'm picking Smurf. I hate to say it. I wrote these down like a week ago before I invited you on. Smurf's team is good, man. Smurf is crazy good right now. Like his team
Yeah,
is
no, right.
crazy. His team, I think you have the matchup disadvantage on paper, even with the Charizard that goes nuts. I'm looking at like the way this battle goes down, and I don't know, man. I like Smurf's roster. I really like the Cinderace. I really like the Dragonite. I really like the Pheromosa, the Comfey, and then the Whimsicott to support that all. The Trick Room option with Slowking, Mudsdale. Like, there's a lot of avenues that are going to be hard to stop. And then
I'll
what's
say
Anta?
I'm scratching my head prepping early right now. I don't have anything set too concrete, so yeah, agree. It's, Smurf's team is
Fucking
really hard to
scary,
prep
man.
against.
Yeah, and I played him earlier. It's his team is hard to stop if you don't have like something niche, like So it's like, good luck, man. It's gonna be a hard battle. And I'm looking forward to watching it on either of your channels, whoever I end up watching it on. I'm gonna try to watch all the games. I'm gonna make time to watch all the games this week. I'm gonna fucking do it because I have time. I already played my High Roller match, so I don't have to prep for that. Now, in the time I usually like prep or battle for that, I can fucking watch the matches. So I'm excited for this week. But I'm sorry, man. All right, so let's go on to the next one. You guys both got Alpaca. Alpaca, you got yourself. Jax, you got your Alpaca, and I got Smurf. And on to the next one. Jax, who you got in Yama versus Fox?
I think it's going to be hard. I'm going to be hard pressed to pick against Fox as long as he brings the bulk that's on the team. At any combination, if he's got at least four of those really bulky mons on it, it's so hard to break through. I know from experience.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'm going to be hard pressed to not be picking Fox each week because you got to have a really really good team to prove that I should be picking against him. Especially in the predictions stuff.
Yeah. Shit. And Alpaca, who you got in this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to mirror Jackson say that I think Fox has got this one. Looking at the teams, Rillaboom, Lapras, both super strong tier ones that don't have to come, but if they do come, you got to prep for.
Yep.
Clefairy just adds so much bulk. Sylveon puts out damage and bulky. But yeah, I think Fox, especially losing this week, I think he bounces back, and I don't think Fox loses twice.
I'm picking Yama. I think Fox loses twice. I don't. I'm looking at the matchup. Yama's on a 2-game losing streak. He's been one of the better battlers in this league. He got his prep partner back. I think I'm picking the underdog in this one. And shout out to Yama. Shout out to the Albuquerque Ice Q's. Shout out to his card opening stream. And shout out Fox for being awesome. You can check this game out at Yamagu and at Fox Gopher on Twitter. Both of them are awesome streamers. Fucking love watching both of their streams. And this is going to be a good one. That's why I'm excited to watch all the matches this week, too. We have a lot of good matches. When I was putting this together, I was like, oh my God. But, yeah, I
Two
think.
fantastic
On Twitter.
coaches.
Well, what's up, Jax? And then I'll go to Alpaca next.
I said that those were at Twitch, not Twitter. You said you can watch them on Twitter.
Did I really? Sorry. You can watch them on
Yeah.
Twitch. And then Alpaca, what were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying, yeah, two awesome coaches in Yama and Fox. It is gonna be a great match to watch.
And shout out Twitch, not Twitter. Fuck Twitter. All right, on to the next one. Yeah, Proto versus Pops. And you can watch this one on Twitch at Proto1468 and Pops VGC. We got two good coaches. And Jax, I'm going to kick it to you again for this one.
I'm gonna go with Pops this week. I wanted to get some last week, and he just proved that the pickups that he made for the trades have made his team really really defensive as well. And he's slowly got the foxitis for me of having Pokemon that take way too many hits to try to get off the field. And once he has a Pokemon advantage on you, it's hard to beat him. So I'm going to go Pop.
And Alpaca, what do you got on this one?
Yeah, I see a way that Proto, like there's definitely options that he has. Like if Pops wants to go into Trick Room, then he can also go to Trick Room and have a successful successful mode, or if he wants to outspeed him, he has a successful mode. But again, like Jack said, the Foxitis, like how do you break through any six that he brings here? They're just so bulky, and it's hard to stop Trick Room and Slowbro. So Trick Room's going up, then you just have to try to muscle through some just raw HP numbers and like Regirock and Reggie Steel, Gudra. Yeah, I think I got to take Pops in this one. It's just I don't know how you muscle through.
And that makes 3 of us. Just the 3 of us. Picking Pops this week against Proto. Just the 3 of us. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I got Pops.
I mean, and not to say that, I mean,
Yeah.
Pops' team is also just bulky, but Pops is a fantastic battler too, so I think he's very comfortable with his team.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one too. And you can watch it at Proto 1468 and Pops VGC. Check out the fucking power rankings of Pops VGC. I'm cursing a lot. I don't mean to be cursing a lot. I'm sorry. I got a little too CBD. But, so thank you for everyone still watching. And yeah, like, this is going to be a good one. So I'm excited. And the Regirock having 15 kills. Sorry about that to everyone. Sorry I let it get 8 kills against me. That's fucked up. But, alright. Next one. I think I'm going to go first on this one because I haven't picked a match first. I'm going to take the next 2 and then we'll do it like that. I'll click Alpaca for 2, Jax for 2, and I'll take the last 2. But for this one, this is one of our matches that isn't streamed. This is Matt, who's 2-3, against Anti, who's 3-2. And I'm going Anti in this one. I really like Anti's team. I love the Gigas Weezing. He brought the wrong, like this. He tried to skill swap the the Reggie Dynamax, and it didn't work. I think he's gonna get his strategies in place. I think he's gonna do it properly. I think he has the team he wants after all those trades. I love his logo. I love Matt's logo too. But I'm going Anti in this one. I think he's gonna put it all together and make it work and make something beautiful for us not to watch because it won't be streamed. But I got Anti in this one. And Alpaca, who you got?
I'm gonna take Matt in this one, and he started off strong, and I think he's gonna catch his footing here this week, and I think he's gonna bounce back with a win.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, and Jax, who you got in this one?
And this one was really difficult for me because I was originally going to go with Matt, but I feel like Anti is going to sort of get back to basics with his team
Put it
and just try to get like just the outright win and not try to bring something that's so sporadically random to try to pick up kills. I think he's going to end up in a close one, end up picking this battle up. So I'm going to pick Anti for this one.
Anti,
but
in a close one though. You want to make a note in a close one.
Yeah, because it was, well, you don't need to make a note of it. I'm just saying. I think it's going to be a close one because I legit think this one could go either way. But gun to my head, I'm going to pick Anti because they both flaws. I know they both are going to want to win. But Anti had a little bit of the heartbreak with the misused tech. And I think he, like I said, he gets back to basics with his team. And his team is still pretty scary. So.
I agree. I agree. And I already noted. Close one.
Fine, it's noted. It's a close one.
It's noted. All right. And on to my match. I'm going to kick B. Haney's butt. It's going to happen. And I can't wait. But it's me versus B. Haney.
End of story. That's all you had to say.
Yeah, that's
right
all.
there.
Mic drop. We're going to be tied at 4-2 after this one. I haven't started prepping at all. I'm excited for this one, though. So it's you can watch us at BHaney_27 or Tom Hayden 27. 27 is both our numbers, I guess. It's his baseball number. And I was born on Pokemon Day, February 27th. And then my mom's born on the 27th, too. My grandma's born on the 27th. So it's like it's a number for me. So I like 27. So shout out the 27s. But Tom Hayden 27 on Twitch, BHaney_27 on Twitch. And I'm super excited for this one. Like, I battled him season 2. I don't remember if I battled him last year. I think I did. So this is going to be the 3rd time we battled, and I'm not sure I'm doing too well. I don't think I'm 0-2 against him. So I'm coming out swinging. I can't wait to see what I got. I can't wait to make the game plan. I'm probably going to start prepping for this one after this stream tonight. So I'm excited for this one. Me and Andrew are prepping tomorrow with some guys from the High Roller too. So we're gonna put all our brains together in a giant conglomerate. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited. So again, Behaney always preps with Koji, and I'm prepping with Andrew this week. So I feel like it's a little 2-on-2 rivalry going on. I'm excited to see how this one plays out. So I'm picking me in this one. And Jax, who you got in this one?
I unfortunately am going to have to go with Bianchi on this one.
I understand because he's a reigning, not a reigning, but a former champion with a very good team who's 4-1. So I cannot fault you at all for picking the logical pick. I'm the underdog in this match.
Now he does. He's got a really solid team. I
Yeah.
love the pickup of the Galar Darmanitan,
Yep.
which he used to good effect this past week. And his in match decisions from game to game and his ways to adjust his strategy accordingly, I think are his main attribute and his biggest benefit and stuff. So that makes me have to pick him this week.
And I don't fault you at all. And Alpaca, who you got in this one?
Yeah, no offense, I'm gonna have to go with Behaney on this one too.
None taken.
Blastoise. I mean, I was looking at Blastoise for my teams for sure pre-draft, and I think he just puts in a lot of work. But I know you and Andrew are gonna be putting the work in, and I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see this one. The two team preps going head to head.
I'm so excited. I didn't realize this was happening until like yesterday or the day before too. So I'm so excited. And I don't think Koji and Behaney realized it was happening until right now. So yeah.
You got the upper hand because you guys sprung it on them.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. It'll be great to see what you guys come up with.
I'm real excited for this one, man. I really, oh God, I got to come up with a solid plan. I don't know what I'm going to use, but I know I'm going to use it well. So hopefully it works. And yeah, Blastoise is one of my favorite Pokemon in draft. I actually have it in the High Roller League. It's still tier 2 in there. So I'm really excited to see how this one works. I'm really excited. And then, so we got both your picks for this one. And on to the next one. Alpaca, I'm going to kick it to you first for this one. Who you got in Tootie versus Snom? This is one of the matches that isn't streamed.
Yeah, this would be tough to predict, but I think I got to pick Fruity in this one. I hate picking against Snom because Snom is going to come up with something and it's going to catch Tootie off guard. But I think Tootie also has the same capacity to do the same to Snom. So I think it's going to be a battle of who brings the better tech this week. And just looking at the team, I think Tootie can do it.
Yeah, yeah. And Jax, who you got in this one?
I'm picking Tootie.
Yep.
I definitely can say the same about picking against Nam. I hate to do it because I love Nam. He's a really cool dude. And his play style is really crazy, but it works out like it's crazy in a good way. But like I said, I've been saying it all season. I thought Tootie was possible that he was going to go undefeated. He's only lost one time. So I feel like just like with Fox, I feel hard pressed to pick against him every week. His team comp is so solid. The way that he plays the game is so sound, and the way that he makes predictions in the switch ins and predictive moves and stuff like that. I think he might get caught off guard a little bit, maybe here and there with Tom, but he does reads so well that I have to go with him.
So wait, you're picking Snom?
No, I'm picking Tootie.
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm picking Tootie too. And I think I hate to say it, Snom. This is a tough matchup for you, man. It really is. And Snom's also a Blastoise user, gang, with Behaney, but and a Galarian Darmanitan user, gang. But God, yeah, this is gonna be a tough one. This is gonna be a really tough one. Yeah, I gotta go Tootie. This is what I wrote down weeks ago. Not weeks ago, a week ago, or like 4 days ago. But yeah, I think Tootie's got this one, and he's going to be 5-1, and one of the more dominant teams in this league. So I'm excited to see how far he can take it. And in the next one, I'm also going to kick it to you, Alpaca. Who you got in this one, which is now Tyros versus 17. There was a trade made today. Let me read the trade before we go into this. Let me go to draft trade. Tyros has traded Lilligant, Jix, and Credilli for Luxray, Leafeon, and Dusknoir. And we've seen Tyros use Luxray before. He loves using that thing. So I'm excited to see how he uses it. And yeah, I'm excited to see how this works out. We gave him 2 additional trades for taking over the team on short notice halfway through the season, so that's really cool. And then we immediately saw Arceus pick up Credilli. We saw Tootie pick up Galar, Weezing, and Archeops. And Matt pick up Gothitelle for Alolan Sanchez. Wow, we got a lot of trades today that I didn't realize all happened. No, August 17th. Yeah. So this morning at 8:30 a.m. That was all today. But yeah, this is an exciting one. So Alpaca, who do you got in this one?
This one I think is a really real tough one. We don't get to see 17 his week 5 matchups. You don't really get to see how he played that matchup.
Yeah,
But he's got a solid team, and what we've seen so far, I mean, he's 1-3, but
he's good.
I think he's still a strong competitor. But I know Tyros, and this kind of looks like a team that Tyros might even kind of draft himself. Like he has the Metagross, which you've seen him use.
Yep,
He likes Trick Room,
yep,
and Porygon 2 is a solid Trick Room setter. You got the
yep,
Torkoal.
yep.
So I think I might got to pick. I think I got to pick Tyros in this one. I think he's gonna come in week 1 for him strong.
Oh, that's a really good point.
I can
And
see it going both ways. I thought about picking against him because also coming in mid season with a
it's
team
hard.
that isn't yours is tough. So I honestly thought about picking against him just for that alone, but I think he can do it.
But yeah, dude, and he likes Entei. He likes what's it called? A lot of these Pokemon. So, oh god, this is gonna be a good one. And Jax, who do you got in this one?
I'm gonna go with 17 for this one.
Yeah,
Love the trades that he made. Seems like he made trades for Pokemon that he himself is more comfortable with.
yeah,
Metagross always difficult to choose against in draft because
yeah.
it's so hard to beat that mon in a draft setting. But talk about P2, he actually put that on the trading block. He's looking to move the P2. So he might not even have it if somebody ends up taking him up on that offer. But to see, I'm excited to see if he does get rid of the P2, what he's got cooking in his mind for TR and stuff like that on his team with the Dust Not Noir pickup and everything like that. But for this week, I'm just gonna have to go with 17. It's difficult jumping in and it being your first week. Um, it's almost like playing that first week out again from the beginning of the season. Um, and that's just such a crapshoot. I feel first week, so I'm going with 17 on this one.
And I'm actually picking 17 on this one. I picked 17 when I thought it was Lunchbox, and I'm not going to change my pick now that it's Tyros. I think it's a match. It's the roster advantage, even with the trades, and 17 has it. I think 17 has a roster advantage. And if Tyros comes in, takes over a new team, and wins, I'm going to be so impressed. And this is whenever this one is scheduled, I'm going to circle it on my calendar because I'm so excited to watch Tyros' stream again. He's in Japan for everyone that doesn't know. He's on a marine base in Japan, and he's always offering like, "Hey, if you need anything from the Pokemon store, let me know." He's like so kind-hearted. He's such a nice person. Like whenever he goes to the mainland, he said he's going to let us know, and he could potentially buy and ship stuff for us. Like he's so freaking cool. He's so freaking cool. I can't emphasize. If you need a battle partner, if he has time, he's gonna make the time for you. It's like he's just such a genuinely nice person. So I'm so happy to have him back in the league. Sorry we lost Lunchbox, and I can't say that enough. But yeah, I'm picking 17 in this one, and if you want to watch his match, you can watch it at Tyros 1325. All right, and we're on to the last half of the matches. Jax, I'm gonna go to you first on this one, and it's your match. Who do you got in you versus the boy? Oh, you don't pick your match, so never mind. I'm
I
not gonna
don't
go to
pick
you first. Yeah, so I'm gonna delay that, and I'm gonna pick my first, and I'm gonna pick you in this one. And I told myself I wasn't gonna pick against the boy Sack. I'm not gonna pick against the boy Sack. And then I saw he was playing you, and I was like, oh no, yeah, I think Jack's got this one, just because now you have some new trades too. But I, I think this is gonna be a tough one for Sack. I hate to say he's gonna go 0-6, but I think it's gonna be hard for him to win this week. So what's it called? Uh, Alpaca. Who do you got in this one?
I think I have to take Jackson this one too.
Yeah.
Nothing against the boys sack there, but I just think Jackson's team, on paper, I think has the matchup here, and that's not to say that he can't pull an upset. I love hearing about the upsets, but I think right now I think Jax is the favorite, and that's who I'm going to pick.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I think Jax is a favorite until the boy sack win. I want to help him prep one of these weeks. I got to make time. So tomorrow I'm prepping with the whole squad. Maybe I can invite him to that. I'm gonna reach out, see if he wants to come in and add to that brainstorm too. Be like, let's get fucking Sack a win. Let's get Sack a win. So you know what? I'm gonna reach out to everyone there. I just thought of that live. So I'm excited to see how this
You
goes.
could hold that off for a week too.
Well, yeah, we can hold that off for a week too.
Don't want to conspire too hard against Jax.
I'm picking you, Jax. I'm picking you, Jax. But yeah, I'm gonna reach out to see because if I have a group of people, I just said it live, so now I don't want to retract it.
Yeah, no, I respect that. I was just kidding.
Yeah, no, but I'm gonna reach out see if he wants to join the conglomerate of people I have prepping with me tomorrow. But all right. Let's move on to the next one. Jax, I'll kick it to you first now. This is a not stream match. We got Katie versus Bananas. We got a real good matchup in this one, I think. And I know Bananas hasn't been playing well. Katie's been playing very well. But these are two good coaches. And Jax, who you got in this one?
I'm gonna go with KD on this one, even though I don't have much respect for the glass horse anymore. I do have an immense amount of respect for Cinderace and what it can do because it can do so many things. It's the best steel type in the game,
Cinderace,
you
right?
know. And it's a
Yeah.
fireman. So what does that tell you? You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm gonna go with Katie on this one. Banana's just wicked cool. I wish him all the best. If he wins, I think that I would be fine with it because I think he can definitely win. I mean, you beat Fox like you did this past week and take out the undefeated team. You kind of prove you could beat anybody.
Yeah.
But the way that KD's team is made and he can shift and you don't know which way it's going to go, I'm picking KD.
Yeah, no, I can't blame you at all. And Alpaca, who you got in this one?
Ooh, I'm glad I don't have to prep for KD again because just giving me flashbacks. But I kind of think Bananas here might take the win over Fox and kind of roll with it. I think his team's got some answers, and I mean KD can definitely pull this one out. I even think he's again the favorite, but I'm gonna pick Bananas in this one. I kind of look at his team and I feel like he can pull out the right things.
I'm picking Katie, but it's gonna be so close. I'm gonna write close one. Close one. I'm making a note of a close one. Oh God,
Noted.
noted. It's noted. Yeah, I'm picking
It's
you,
been
Katie.
noted.
It's been noted that I think it's gonna be a close one though. I really do. I'm not losing. I love that attitude from Katie. I don't think any of us think we're losing. So that's
I
what's great
wouldn't be
about this league.
shocked if KD won this week either. 100%. It is
Yeah.
definitely. I'm not betting against him, but I think Bananas might win this week.
I would love to see Bananas take down the 4-0 team and then a 4-1 top of the team, you know? And Katie's coming out swinging because he only needs one more win to guarantee the playoffs. So he's going all out. So yeah, I'm picking Katie definitely in this one. I still think it's going to be a close one though. We only got 2 matches left. So thank you guys all for sticking with us. And we got Andrew versus Koji. And Jax, I'm going to kick it to you first on this one.
This is a pretty difficult matchup. I'm gonna go with Andrew on this one.
Andrew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, he's been playing kind of quietly really well because he doesn't stream, and I think he's done really well for himself, bouncing back off of kind of struggling a little bit last season.
Yeah. No, I do.
And he's played surprisingly very well with his team. I think it's a little underrated or under the radar. Um, and with Koji streaming, he kind of gets more of the pop and the notoriety for it. But I think that Andrew's been playing really solidly, and so has Koji. But I just don't. I feel like picking against Andrew this week is it's tough, even with who his opponent is. Both these guys are really good battlers. One of the games of the week I think for sure. And I'm gonna go with Andrew to pull it out on this one.
Dude, you know I'm picking Andrew in this one too. So this is going to be a fun one. And what's it called? Koji said only 4 hours of prep so far. And Alpaca, who do you got in this one?
I really hate to pick against Andrew too, like because like Jack said, this is going to be one of the match of the weeks. Like these teams, I feel like match up really well against each other. You got like the Rain with Koji and the Clefairy Celesteela, but then you have the flip side on Andrew. You have the Sun, or you have just the Metagross with Spectrier. It's two really interesting teams, and they both match up pretty well against each other. I think it's just going to be an explosive match for sure. I think it goes 2-1, but I think Andrew might take this one. I think I started off picking against Andrew, but I think I talked myself into picking Andrew halfway through.
I wrote down Koji for you, and I'm gonna switch it to Andrew. I got
Yeah,
Andrew too.
I think I switched halfway through. That's my bad, but I think I talked myself into picking Andrew.
I love it. And wait, I forgot to shout out the last Twitches, right? So we got Tyros1325 on Twitch. We got the name is Jax on Twitch, who's here right now, who's awesome and amazing. So check out his Twitch and follow him if you don't already. And we got Katie vs. Bananas, which isn't streamed, and then we got Professor Koji on Twitch. And yeah, we're all picking Andrew in this one. Sorry, Koji. Everyone's so Koji's one of the kindest people here, but I'm excited to see what happens in this one. I really am. I can't wait to see
Definitely
this one.
tune into Cody's stream too. He's been putting in a lot of work, and it's really showing off. And especially you too, Tom, like putting in the work for the streams. You guys are really making the league kind of happening with the content.
Dude, thank you. I'm having so much fun with this. So yeah, I actually I bought the Darkness Ablaze booster box. I just bought this booster box now. I actually got two of them because I got a deal if I bought two of them. And I was gonna like, oh wait, so I'll save $40. Fucking yeah, let me just buy one because I'll need it eventually. But yeah, if we get 8 gifted subs, what's it called? I'm opening that, and I'm having so much fun streaming. I just bought this background from the artist too. I asked her, I was like, yo, can you make me a dope stream background? Because I was just putting my logo behind it. And I was like, you know what? Let me make something legit. And then, Katie's going to stream. So that's awesome. And yeah, Koji's like, I faced Metagross in the Sun last week, and now he's facing it again this week. And Katie's going to fix his sound, he said. Alpaca, you're saying let's go in the chat. I love that. Thank you for participating in the chat, too. Hyping people up. I love it. I absolutely fucking love it. We got Andrew. I love reading the chat right now. But what's it called? I'm excited for this one. So we all picked Andrew in this one. So wait, let's move on to the next one then. But yeah, thank you for the compliment because I'm really enjoying streaming. I'm really enjoying this community. And yeah, I'm excited to open up more Pokemon cards. I'm excited to give Oh yes, and Koji gave me an idea and I told him I was going to steal it and I hope he doesn't mind. But what's it called? I think when we hit 100 subs, I'm going to give away a booster box. I don't know what booster box I'm going to give away. I'm going to buy some booster boxes. But yeah, when we hit 100 subs, if we hit 100 subs, I'm going to give away a booster box. I don't know how I'll figure out who. I guess everyone who gifted a sub will get one ticket, I guess will be. If you sub and gift a sub, so like Jax has a lot of tickets. Mike Keogh has a lot of, I think that's how I'll do it. So, and then everyone who got gifted a sub will have one. But yeah, so I think we're going to do it that way. And I'm just going to give away a booster box because that'll be fun. But
yeah, that sounds pretty hype.
Right? Yeah, so you could get, I don't know what booster box, though. I don't want to lock myself into getting any specific one yet. I'll see which one I can get and give that one away. But Tootie's picking Koji, so that's awesome.
Power of the underdog. I do love the power of the underdog. I love hearing about the upsets. That's what I hope. Whenever somebody picks, I hope they pick against me so that I can upset. So that's how I kind of view the predictions.
I'm excited about that. But all right, now we're on to the last match of the day. Arceus versus Pado. You can watch this at Arceus is the One God on Twitch. And I know this one's going to be postponed for a little bit. He said until the 30th at least. So, what's it called? Don't expect this one soon. And he got to get back into Canada doing some zoology stuff. Arceus is awesome. He's so cool. So, yeah, they need an extension on this one. And I know Pado's been having some stuff too. So he's like, hey, you know what? Don't worry about this one. It'll happen when it'll happen. So what's it called? It still counts for this week's predictions. If you go 11 for 11, whenever this match is played, this is going to be the 12th match. All right. So again, for the predictions, send them in the predictions tab in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, reach out to me on Twitter You see my Twitter right there? DM me. My DMs are open. Shoot me a follow and DM me. And say, hey, how do I get into the Discord? So, what's it called? I'm giving away 15 packs of Pokemon cards. 5 Battle Styles, 5 Chilling Reigns, 5 Vivid Voltage. I'm giving away 15 packs if you get 12 for 12 in the prediction. So please participate. Have fun. I love doing this stuff, so I want to give them away. And I forget who I said was going to go first on this one. So I'll go first. And I'm actually going to pick Pato in this one. And I think it's because his team's really strong. Arceus' team is really strong too. But I think Pato's going to take this one. And I don't know why, actually. Now I'm looking at the team, and I'm like, Arceus' team is really good. He has 12 kills with the Regirock, who I just saw was good. I'm kind of talking myself into Arceus, but I'm going to go with my original gut, which I wrote down I wrote down Arceus and crossed it out, and then wrote Pato. So I don't know when I switched my mind, but I'm going Pato. So what's it called? Jax, who you got in this one?
I am going with Arceus.
Arceus. And that makes sense.
Yeah.
He feels like the favorite in this one.
Yeah, I've prepped with him a few weeks. I'm probably going to prep with him in anticipation for this match too. And I like the way that he plays. He plays calm, cool,
So well.
collected.
So
Position's big. And I know he's got the big worry with having to handle that Feeny. That kind of tends to go off almost every week. But as long as he can play around that, which I think he'll have a solid strategy for and stuff. I think he's going to make it a real game of it, and I got to go with him for the win.
And Arceus has Cradily now, too. Thank you, Tootie. That's a great point. Oh, wow. And Alpaca, who you got in this one?
Oh, this is a tough one because you have the two of the best kind of support mons in Dusclops and Amoonguss on Arceus' team, but then you see Tapu Fini on Pato's team with 15 kills, which
15.
I think matches up really well into Arceus' team. So this is a tough pick, but I think I gotta stick with the fellow Canadian. I'm gonna pick with the Arceus.
I love it.
Win.
I love it. Shout out Canada.
I thought about picking against a fellow Canadian, but I couldn't do it. We'll band together this week.
I absolutely love it. Yes, Nam, we still going. What's it called? So we haven't crashed since the beginning. It's been a 2-hour stream, but this is actually the end of it. So good luck to all competitors, and I put together a little stream schedule for me this week. So I'm not going live on Twitch until Sunday, 11 p.m., but I got 4 YouTube videos dropping. I got one Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I got the Week 5 Battle vs. Pops on YouTube, the High Roller Battle vs. Wheeze on YouTube. I got the Darkness Ablaze Booster Box on YouTube. And then I got this video that you just watched. If you're watching this right now, it's going on YouTube Saturday morning, 8 a.m. So I appreciate each and every one of you who's still here. And I figured I'd add this at the end. I want to start adding this in the beginning and at the end of my schedules. Like, I want to start my, what's it called? You know how some people have a now stream, like streaming soon page? When I start my streams, I want to put a stream schedule page instead, I think.
Yeah, that'd be helpful too, just to get everyone kind of be consistent and show hey, tune in here and this. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Andrews, I love this draft league. I love it too. I'm having a blast with it. So yeah, I got to start. What's it called? Promoting this more. So I think I'm gonna start doing this. Tootie, same. Yeah, thank you. Well, it's not the same without you two. You two make it what it is. Each and every one of us competitors make it what it is. Without all of us building this, I love it here. Thank you, Jackson Alpaca, for joining me too. Thank you, Jax, so much for joining me every week. I can't emphasize enough that without Jax reaching out to me, this recap show probably wouldn't be happening in the capacity that it is. So I appreciate Jax for that a lot. And Jax, you got
no problem, man. I feel like this is such a big part of this league, and being able to go through everything and analyze everything and give your opinions and stuff like that, I think is really an awesome thing that this league has that most leagues don't.
Right, man. So
I love to be a part of it.
I love it too, man. So, and it's not the same without you. So I appreciate each and every one of you. And Alpaca, again, thank you for joining us. You got anything else to say before we end this?
No, I think Jack's kind of summed it up pretty good. It's not a whole lot of leagues I think do this, and I think it's great to kind of just have a nice recap, nice hour, 2 hour video. If you can't catch the games live, you can tune in here and see how what happened throughout the league. And even if you can't catch this live, it's always up on
Thank you,
Twitch or on your
Katie.
YouTube. So it's really easy to stay informed around the league, even if you can't catch things live. And I think that's a great thanks to you and Jax and everyone else who makes content for the league too, for that matter.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. And Katie, I see that. Thank you for tuning in all the time. Snom, thank you for being awesome. Tootie, thank you for being here too. Andrew, thank you for being thank you all you guys. Thank you Alpaca and Jax again. I can't say thank you guys enough because when I started streaming January, I never thought I would get to affiliate. I never thought I would get 10 subs, and then Jax gifted me more than that alone. We had so much, gifted subs so far, and it's just kind of crazy how quick the channel has grown and how much I love streaming now. So I'm having a lot of fun doing this. I'm not gonna lie, I'm having a blast doing this. So yeah, we're gonna what's it called? Oh, thank you guys again. But yeah, we're going live Sunday, 11 p.m. I know it's going to be late. Recap shows back to Monday next week. So I got to coordinate with Jack, see what time it is. And if Alpaca, you got an open door, come on whenever you want. So yeah, we're going to coordinate this, figure out all that stuff, and I'm going to end the stream here. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you next time.